And we are joined by Adam Inaosa. He is a candidate for Texas Senate District 27 up against Morgan LaMantia. This is a rematch this year, and now that district goes up north of Corpus Christi, and it goes all the way down south to right on the border with Matamoros. And I got to ask, where is your campaign right now? What are you guys up to? Are you block walking, phone banking, fundraising?
Well, we're doing it all, and we're miles ahead of where we've been since the last campaign. As you know, I barely lost last election by 659 votes out of over 175,000 that were cast. So less than 1/3 of 1%. And I knew that I had to this time get out to the Rio Grande Valley, the great folks over here, and introduce myself, let them know that, you know, I'm from here and that I care a lot about the community and want to just do what's right by them and where I'm at in the coastal bend.
And you're a Republican candidate. There's been a bit of a shift to the right here in the Valley. Is that something that's of interest to you?
Well, absolutely. We're seeing the shift. And as you know, a lot of the people in the Rio Grande Valley have voted Democrat most of their life, but they're strong conservatives, and they're finding that the Republican platform is more in line with their South Texas values. So we're seeing that shift, and we're very excited about it.
Now, you have a district that's almost like two different worlds in a way. I mean, what goes on up in Corpus Christi is very different than what's going on down here. So what are the issues you're hearing up in Corpus Christi that you're not hearing about down here?
Well, beg to differ slightly from you, with you on that. A lot of the issues we're finding are very similar. The top issues are all about economy. They are all about the open border crisis, and it's impacting the entire South Texas region all throughout Senate District 27. And, you know, it overwhelms our hospitals, it overwhelms our law enforcement, and people are paying a lot more for their groceries and their gas. So it's impacting everybody's pocketbook pretty equally. So those are the main issues that we're hearing throughout the district, and it's of grave concern for all of our constituents.
Now, one of the things I've been hearing from some of the younger people is they can't do things like buy a car and a house like they could have in previous generations, you know. Are you hearing that from the younger voters too? Are they disappointed with what they got in the American dream?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is increasingly harder to buy a home, to get qualified for a home. It's harder for banks to lend a small business, for young people to want to get started with their entrepreneurial spirit and open small business. It's getting harder and harder with the regulations that are forced upon small business. And young people are losing that opportunity that we all once had, that was a lot easier to get into and fulfill our American dream. And it's gotten a lot harder to do that in this economy under these regulations that we're in. So we've got to push back.
And you are an entrepreneur yourself, and a successful one. Now, could your mind as a businessman help these people if you're on the Texas State Senate floor?
Well, that's my full intention. I think that we have proven that business people can run government better than politicians can. We need more business minds. We need more visionaries to come forward and run for office so that we can share our experience, share all the ideas that we have that can improve our society. I live it every single day. I'm with all the constituents as they pay more for their property taxes, as their interest rates are sky high, as they pay more for their insurance. All the things that have created this downturn in the economy, I live it daily. And so I understand it, and I have some ideas and some solutions, and I intend on giving some of that experience to the Texas Senate.
Now, you say that business people do better in politics than, there's a lot of lawyers. So do you think you're going to have some lawyers looking at you and saying, hey, pal, we're coming after you?
Probably so, but you know what? The truth is the truth. I mean, we've got to rein in our government spending. We've got to be more consistent. We've got to be more frugal with our dollars, lower our tax rates, create a better business environment for us to build and grow and have more small businesses. So, I don't shy away from that comment at all.
All right. Your opponent, Morgan LaMantia, she boasts that she passed Senate Bill 2193, which established a pilot program to expand healthcare access for uninsured working Texans. Now, it allows small businesses to provide affordable primary care. Now, you are pushing the expansion of healthcare through telemedicine, a new technology. Is that correct?
Not only telemedicine, but standalone ERs and urgent cares. There's a lot of rural area throughout Senate District 27, and where it doesn't make sense for the business model of a big hospital to go into these areas, it certainly makes sense for some of these standalones to go in and operate in these more rural areas. And that creates better access to healthcare with providing those citizens with more urgent care, primary care doctors, and more access to emergency care. So that's what we're really working on in expanding throughout District 27. I think those are more viable solutions that won't break the backs of taxpayers, which the expansion of Medicaid will definitely do, along with the fact that it comes with strings from the federal government that we don't want here in Texas.
Now, can you define telemedicine? My understanding is that if you think you're having a stroke, you literally take a selfie and send it to the doctor. Is that correct?
Well, I haven't utilized it myself, but it certainly is a way for, and I was reading up more about it, where you can get diagnoses and you can get prescriptions prescribed through telephone, which is much easier access for a lot of people that don't have urgent need to go see a physician. And it would certainly alleviate a lot of the bottleneck that we're seeing in the hospitals.
So you think your ideas on healthcare are stronger than your opponent, LaMantia?
I know 100% they are. Absolutely. I mean, her version of wanting to expand Medicaid is not a viable solution. Like I said, right now we're already overtaxed. Expansion of Medicaid allows for federal dollars for a time with strings attached. So there are some stipulations on how to utilize that money, and that can be used, but then only for a certain amount of time, leaving the entire burden, therefore, on the taxpayers of Texas to pay. And that would bankrupt our entire system. It's not a long-term solution whatsoever. So we have to be thinking strategically in other areas like telemedicine and standalone ERs and urgent cares.
Okay, we got probably about 30 seconds left. Can you put you on the spot here? Can you tell us why they should vote for you?
Absolutely. I was born in Brownsville. I live in Corpus Christi. I'm a small business owner. More importantly, I'm a father of 4 beautiful children, ages 3 to 16. Their education, their safety is of utmost importance to me as a parent, as a businessman. I face the same struggles that you guys do on a daily basis: over taxation, over regulation, paying more for our groceries and our gas. I live it daily. I graduated from the police academy, so I understand safety and law enforcement. You won't have a bigger champion for veterans, law enforcement officers than Adam Hinojosa on the Texas Senate, and I understand our need to secure our border. And that is something that I have championed from day one. My opponent is against, and I strongly believe that if you want a shift, if you want to see more growth in South Texas, you want a business mind that understands what you're living on a daily basis, then please vote for me, Adam Hinojosa, for Texas Senate.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.